Network Dynamics Chapter 5 Part 6 Insight from Analysis. By now I hope you've done the various experiments with the sim, and that should lead us to the following conclusions, the main insights. First of all, the key loops in the model. This model is a more extended version from the original model made by Paulo Gonçalves. There is the backlog and capacity in there, but there's a bit more. So there is definitely the ordering ahead loop, which means that the real demand up here is inflated because customers want more demand in the channel to be able to keep up, well, their own channel flow, more or less. What's also quite clear here is that the capacity is basically the capacity of the supplier, because that's the real bottleneck. So the suppliers have to see that there's more work coming up, and as a result of that they will start building more, but in the meantime lead times will go up. So the workload is driven from the ratio of backlog and capacity. When that goes up, longer lead times will result, but also lower reliability. Customers over time find that out, and when they find that out, then indeed you have the shortage gaming loop, because when they found out that actually they shouldn't be counting on getting the stuff, their orders, in the lead time that the OEM is communicating with them, they may be incentivized, triggered to cheat a little and ask more than they really need. Now, what you can say of this network, incidentally, is that it's only boundedly rational. Everybody seems to be acting really smart. The customers are, the suppliers are, the OEMs, but actually none of them are getting what they want. The customers first don't get the shipments they need, and after a while they get more than they really need, perhaps of outdated products. The OEM first has far more orders than he can handle, and then they don't get orders for a long time. And the suppliers, first they have to scramble to invest in full speed capacity increases, and after a while they have excess capacity. So this is definitely not a plea for naive market forces. What can you do then? Well, some management insights. Well, first of all, know that when there are capacity shortages and you have full visibility of your shortages to your customers, that your customers will inflate their orders, and as a result of that start a vicious cycle of more orders, therefore more capacity shortage, therefore longer lead time, therefore even more demand inflation and even more orders. The second thing that you should notice that is indeed this vicious cycle, and also that as soon as the customers find out, realize that by now they have enough supplies for their real demands, that they will lower their orders, and that indeed a bubble will implode, more or less. Third proposition, if you want to do something about that, well, a lot of stuff you cannot do much about. You would like to have more capacity, but you don't. You would like to have a more bit of demand management for from your customers, but you can't. What you can do is be prudent in your information flow. You can try to not give all the time the most up-to-date information on supply chain status to your customer. That you could go and say that's a little bit of a little white lie, but well, you could also call it normal business behavior. The last thing that you could do, which sort of nullifies proposition 3, is that you should definitely share information very timely with your supplier. When you do so really well, the supply base may well be capable of meeting the increased demand, and so you don't even, and in that case, you don't even have to have information asymmetry versus your supplier and your customer, because if the supply base can react quickly enough, then there's no harm in customers who get the most recent information, because they will not be triggered to start inflating their orders. That's it.